Good morning, crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia, and so happy that you're with us today. Oh, my nose itched. We want to welcome you to today's show. Remember that Maudie is over in the chat room, and she wants to talk with you, answer any of your questions. Maudie is my sister, and we go on this creative journey together and have so much fun. Well, let me see. Let us know where you're from. Who are you? Who's watching us out there? If you are watching the rebroadcast because you're not with us today, Tuesday, May 24th at 10 o'clock, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate that. And those that have hopped on during the live, thank you, thank you. After the live show, if you take a moment and leave us a comment, we love to read your comments about how did the show go? Did you like it? What did you like best? Just help us be better. That's what we're always trying to do. Well, my goodness. Guess what just came in the mail today? Our paper pumpkin. So we, after the live, will be creating some alternatives. This is an absolute beautiful kit. I just have to show you just a little bit. Look at this card that you get. Isn't that pretty? And then to make it even prettier, look what they have. They have this that you just add to the front of the card if you want to. Look at that beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey, Susan, so happy that you stopped by. So we are very excited about creating our alternatives. And we are so happy to see Carol and Pat. And I know some of you are joining us over on Facebook. And so Maudie will periodically pop on over to Facebook and see who's over there and say hey. But if you are here, wonderful. We are so glad. Let me show you the card that we're going to work with today. Oh, we love this card. Look at this. Okay, you're like, okay, let me get over here. What's so special about this card? Now look, it's a spanner card because you put a spanner right here on the front of it. It allows you to then create this really fun card. How cute is that? Now on this one, our spanner is actually cardstock. You can see that really well. But on the one that we're going to make today, our spanner is actually using just the clear plastic that you can buy anywhere. Just really neat. I think you're really going to like it. And stay with us because we have 3 additional cards. Hey, Gray family from Las Cruces and Glow, thank you so much for stopping by. We are so excited. Now, I want to show you the flower stamp set that we used for the card I just showed you. It's this Happiness Abound. You can use any flower set, animal set. Maudie actually created a card that you want to see later, and that's the little sweetest bird. What's it called? I can't remember. It's the little sweet bird one.
Songbird.
Oh, Songbird. And it is so adorable. But you can use any flower that you have. What flower do you think I am going to use for today? Well, it's one of my favorites. So let's just go down to the crafting table and let's get started. And you can figure out what flower I use. In fact, you know me, so those of you that do, go ahead and put which stamp set do I really, really love that just is new. Okay, let's head down. Here we go. So the first thing, hey Mary, so happy that you've joined us. The first thing we need to do is just create a typical base card. Now this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. But we do have to make just a few little cut lines, but it's not hard. So let's go ahead and bring out our trimmer. And let's just open this card up. Now, I want to show you this card again so that you can kind of get a visual. Do you see what we did? We simply cut 2 areas right here to create this flap. So it's very, very easy. Just put your top of your card at 1 1/4. Bring up your cutter And we're only going to slice down to the score line. So make sure that it's just right to the score line. Bring it up and see, we have a flap. Now we're simply going to flip it over, go to 1 1/4, and do the same thing. We're just creating those little flaps that we need to create. I'm going to go back up, make sure we get that right there, and go to the flap line. And look, there we have it. No problem. And now all we have to do is put it together. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we're cutting strips to go ahead and decorate these flaps right here. So let's lay that flat and let's bring in our strips. Look what we did. We took a mat and we took some DSP. So we're using the crushed curry and the symmetry DSP. You can use any pattern paper that you have. But let's go ahead and get all those laid down so that we can put them on the card, because they really act as a guide for the rest of the card that we have to lay down. So just a little bit of glue. And we're going to put this right here so we don't get it on our table. And lay it down. Okay, now just a side note here. Look at what I did. Let me see. Can we see it? No, let's see. Let's do this. Can you see my nails? Oops, where are they? I bought this kit at, where did I get it, Monty? The kit. Oh, we were at Ulta. And I bought the kit. Isn't that cute? Look at that. It has that nail that's pretend, and then you have the other ones. And it's that plastic that you just put over your nails. That way you don't have to paint your nails. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it sure is cute. And it comes in all colors. So we really like it. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue with these strips and get all of our strips down. Hey, Catherine. Good morning from Canada. So happy to have you. Let's get our third one. And like I said, these will act as a guide for the rest of the card. It's so quick, so easy. You're going to want to do this, I know. As soon as we get off, and when you create your card, we would absolutely love to see your cards over on Facebook. All you have to do is just upload it as a photo. We would love it. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is simply add this to the front of our strips right here. And get that laid down. And look at that. So pretty. I love this symmetry DSP. Let me get that laid down. This is the front of the card once again. Now it's starting to take shape. Look at that. Here we go. Now we're going to flip it open, and we're simply going to follow this flap right here and lay down our strip. And as I said, that simply gives us a guide to follow, so that our middle part stays right where it needs to be. There we go. Thank you, Glow. I don't usually put too much investment in my nails. I usually just throw on some fingernail polish, but I saw these and thought, those are too darn cute not to get. Okay, so look at that. Here we go. Isn't that pretty? Now, the next thing that we want to do is we're going to take a strip of paper, and this is, let me see, this is 2 7/8 by 4, and we're simply going to lay it down right here, right in between those strips. Look how pretty that is. But you know, before I do that, I want to go ahead and stamp our message. And our message is going to be stamped with Melon Mambo. So let's go ahead and do that right at the bottom. Make sure I have it. It's hard to read. There we go. Just kind of put it right down here. Look at that. Don't you love that font? So pretty. And just to review the colors that we're going to use, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, and Granny Apple Green. Oh my goodness. Kind of matches my sweater, doesn't it? I love bright colors. So now we can go ahead and just lay this down on the inside of our card. Okay. I want to remind everybody to take just a moment. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe. Really helps us grow our channel, and we just appreciate you guys so much for helping us do that. Okay, so now we have the inside of our card. How easy is that? So now let's flip to the outside of our card. Now what you might want to do is go ahead and grab your bone folder and just give this a good creasing right there so that it stays shut right where it's supposed to. Stay shut a little bit better. And now we're going to do the front. Now you could, if you wanted, do another white piece of paper, but we're going to go ahead and we have cut the crushed curry. We're going to put it right here, and we are going to emboss it, right? Oh my goodness. And the embossing folder I have right here. Let's get out our little boss. He's the boss of me, right? And let's go ahead and put this in the folder and get this embossed. So cute. This is a very, very pretty embossing folder. So we're just going to run it through. And you know, whenever you emboss, that texture really adds to the card, and I think makes it pop. So do you use a lot of embossing folders in your card making? We like to use it in ours. Now look at this. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love it. And since we're not going to stamp anything on it, we didn't have to stamp first. We're going to lay something across. So we're going to go ahead and just lay that down. Oh my goodness, that really makes it pop, doesn't it? Now when you're working with a 3D embossing folder, it has those crevices, so you really need to get the glue in there. And when you push it down, really hold it so that you can make sure that it's going to stick to the card. Okay. Now comes the sneaky part. Here, can you see this plastic? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe you can see it a little better on that. And this is simply cut, let me see, what is this? Well, 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the back of this card, just like this, because we're going to put some beautiful flowers right here. So let's go ahead. I can see that I want to lay it down about right there. And it won't matter that you can see the glue because it's on the other side. So just put a little bit of glue right there. Go ahead and get this right up on the edge. And while we're doing some other things, we're going to let this dry. And you can kind of squish this around a little bit. Just kind of squish it around. And we're going to let that dry right over here, because we're going to bring in our paper and we are going to stamp our flowers. Now, did you figure out what flower you think I'm going to use for this card? I don't know. I don't know if you figured it out. Maybe you're thinking about it. Here we go. What do you think? Wisteria. Love me some wisteria, right? And I was doing research on wisteria. And wisteria comes in all colors. It comes in pink and white and a blue. So here we go. I'm going to use the lighter color because then I'm going to bring in some definition. So we have this stamped. I'm going to close this up. And then my favorite part to do is to bring in the definition. So this is the definition part. So you just load it up with ink and then just stamp right over it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Such definition. Oh my goodness. Love, love it. Just going to go down here. Another one. And another one. So now we have our wisteria. And now we're going to stamp our beautiful leaves. And we're going to stamp those in Granny Apple Green. You know, Pat, you're absolutely right. Sunflower. It could have been a sunflower because that's really my favorite of all times. Yes, it is. And we're just going to get that right on the paper and get us another set of leaves going. Get that stamped. And there we have the leaves that we're going to hang on our card. Now, by the miracle of video, look what I have. The exact ones, I don't know. My little gremlin just cut them out for me. So here we go. We have it, and we are ready to put this together. Now, we're going to go ahead and fold this down, and we're just going to get our placement on here. Remember, these strips right here match up to the wisteria, and you don't want to go over the card. So I think we have about right here, and we can put this. Now, I am going to show you on another card where I actually reversed the leaves. And in another video, I showed you how to do that. Super easy, where you stamp on your silicone mat, and then you put your paper to it, and it gives you a reverse stamp, just like this, which is pretty cool. One of our cards is like that. I'll show you that. So on this one, we're just going to see where do we need to put the glue. And I can tell I need to put it starting about right here down. So let's just get some glue and get this one laid down. You want to go ahead and just barely tag it. And let's see. And what you want to make sure and do is not get your glue off this strip, right? Because then you're going to glue down this part, and you don't want to do that. So here we have the first one. Now we're simply going to put the next one, kind of slip it underneath. Make sure we don't go over the edge. And let's just get a little bit of glue on this one. Okay. Slip it right under there. And there we have it. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our wisteria and just go ahead and pop it right there. You can pop it up if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and lay it flat. So the only place I can really put some glue is this one and a little bit at the top. So let's just do that and get a little bit of glue right there. And there we have it. Oh, my goodness. I'm in love with this card. It's so pretty. And wait till you see the little birdie that Maudie made. You're going to love it. So on this one, it's going to be just the opposite. We're going to do this one and a little bit at the top. So let's go ahead and get our glue, just a strip of glue and a little bit at the top. Okay. Now we want to make sure we have it right there. Now look, it's starting to take shape. Now all we have left to do is to put a sentiment right here. So I went ahead and I cut a strip, and we have this beautiful sentiment, lots of love. And that is from our Celebrating You stamp set. Love it. We were looking for something that would go straight across the entire, to span this area right here, which I think is so pretty. I want to go ahead and do it in the Melon Mambo. And let's see if I can get this straight first time. If not, guess what? I cut some extra strips. I'm prepared. So let's go ahead and stamp it. Hold it for good contact. Got a little bit of mess right there, not to worry. You could actually use your eraser. That might take that off. We'll see if it comes off easily. If not, I have another strip to stamp. And I don't think it's really going to come off. No worries. Let's go ahead and try it. And I'll be a little, not quite so heavy-handed. Okay, so let's just do that one more time. Just hold it very lightly on the strip. And there we have it. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. That is good, but you know, it's not dark enough. I like mine dark. Don't you like your sentiments dark? And I did re-ink this, so it should be nice and dark. I want to make sure. There we go. Third time's a charm. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here. I'm going to shut this. And then we're going to put some rhinestones on it. Because who doesn't like sparkle, right? Got to have a little sparkle. Okay. There we have that. Now I'm going to bring in my rhinestones. And to add those, I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add, I think I'm going to add yellow, because I think the green wouldn't match. I have green rhinestones, but I don't think they would match. So, and there we have it. Let's see what this looks like. Get everything off. Okay, so here we go. What do you think? Now, if for some reason this bothered you, the glue right here, you could always put a wisteria here. You could also put another panel here. It doesn't bother me because people aren't going to be looking at that. They're going to be thinking, oh my goodness, what a beautiful card, right? So, now, here's the one I showed you earlier today where we incorporated these dots. Actually, we stamped on top of DSP. And you know, that's a good technique if you haven't thought about that. You may have some DSP. Maybe it needs just a little bit of something. You could emboss that and it looks really pretty too. So we have that one. Now, remember I said I was going to show you this wisteria that is a little different. And it just has a different color to it, but I really like the blue one, the Night of Navy. I like it better than this one. Oh, and I was going to show you, this is where I actually stamped opposites. See how the leaves are different? These are going the same, and these are actually opposite. So I used that technique that I was talking about. Okay. Now here's another spanner card using DSP and just cutting out those flowers. This just used the spanner of cardstock, right? And once again, we used our embossing folder. Okay, and then finally, remember I told you I was going to show you Maddie's little songbird? Oh my goodness, look at how cute he is. Is that not cute? She added a little butterfly, some little flowers. She got those beautiful leaves from a Forever Fern. And she did use that plastic card right there. Now look at that. She embossed it. A little bird told me, see that? She put on this middle part. Look at the little songbird. Isn't that cute? You've got something to celebrate. Love that. Oh my goodness. So let us know which is your favorite. Whether you are watching the rebroadcast or the live, which do you like? Do you like the wisteria or the flowers or our little songbird? They are so cute. Oh, I think so too, Carol. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love that as well. So, we just appreciate you guys stopping by and sharing your time with us this morning. Now, after this live, Maddie and I are going to get busy on our paper pumpkin alternatives for May. So we will have those posted tomorrow. And oh my goodness, it is a beautiful, beautiful set. You can certainly make the cards that come with it, or you can look at our alternatives and change your mind. So we were also thinking, just wanted to mention, in June we wanted to have a Zoom party. And so we sent out a poll. If you haven't done our poll, go over to our YouTube page under Community. and take our poll. Would you rather have it at 10 in the morning on Tuesday or 7 at night? We want to just meet our crafting friends, and you can bring your friends. We're going to have some prizes. We're going to make 2 or 3 cards. We don't know. We can also, we'll send you the dimensions if you sign up for it. It's free. If you, we get the word out and then you say you want, we can always send the dimensions earlier so we can make it together. Just a fun time to spend time together, get to know everyone, and I just think it's going to be fun. So if you haven't done that, go over to our YouTube channel, community page, and let us know if you want the 10 o'clock in the morning or the 7 o'clock at night. Well, ladies, family, thank you so much for stopping by today. We hope that you stop by on Thursday night at 7 p.m. and check by tomorrow our YouTube channel, because we will have the alternatives up. Go out and make it a fantastic week, and we hope to see you Thursday night. Bye-bye.